Good afternoon, guys. My name is Sarma, and you can call me Esri. I'm a student from English study program in Unika Santopoulos Ruteng. Today, I will highlight the most important vocabulary that you need to understand and use in conversation about the coronavirus. Okay, let's start with the words outbreaks, epidemic, and pandemic. Those are definitely the top words that are being used when we are talking about coronavirus. The first is outbreak. Outbreak is the number is an increase in the number of cases in disease in a particular place. Let me give you an example to help understand that. The coronavirus started with an outbreak in Washington state. The second is epidemic. Epidemic is a large outbreak. That means the number of people who has the virus continued to get up quickly and it was over large geography area. The third is pandemic. Pandemic is a global epidemic. It means the number of cases continues to rise rapidly around the globe. It means the number of cases continues to rise rapidly around the globe. It's no longer in one religion or one country. It occurs multiple religions, countries, and continents. Now, one more word that we had and we read that is related to this epicenter. An epicenter is a focal point or center point. If we go back to the first example sentence using the word outbreak. Initially, the outbreak in the United States began in Washington state. The epicenter of an outbreak will be the particular neighborhood. As we have watching the coronavirus move from an outbreak to an epidemic and then pandemic. And then one of things that you probably heard about restrictions. Restrictions are limits or ways to control someone or something. Okay, for example, right now there are many travel restrictions around the world. It means there are limits or some control of where you can and cannot to travel. They might be canceling travel plans or asking employees to stay home to work. The second response is social distancing. This is a focus to reduce close contact between people. And the purpose of social distancing is to slow down the movement or the spread of the coronavirus. This is why we have school closing. This is why large public events are being cancelled and why many businesses have started, which means working from home using the internet, email, and telephone. Social distancing also means closing to stay at home more often and avoiding public space or large. And isolation is when an individual with a disease has been completely separated from other individuals. Now, let me focus the word that I just mentioned, contagions. Contagions refer to how a disease moves or spreads from one person to other by direct or indirect contact. Earlier, I mentioned that purpose of restriction, social distance, and self-quarantine are to movement of the virus from one person to other person, and there are three important reasons why we are doing this. Of course, to protect you and all of and one all of you love, to protect those who are most unreliable, and to slow down the spread of the coronavirus. It's to reduce the possibility of overstressing, overwhelming our healthcare system and hospital. Now, if you or someone you know does need medical attention, especially related to coronavirus. Okay, and I want to highlight some of the most important you will need to know in order to talk to your doctor, nurse, and other medical staff about how you are feeling, what the symptoms you are having. Its symptoms is a physical sign of an illness. Some of the most common symptoms that are being talked is fever. Fever is when your body temperature is too high. In addition to a fever, you might have symptoms like a choke. You may also have shortness of breath. If you have it, that means you have pain here, particularly when you try to breathe and you are not able to take the breath. Okay, again, we talking about social distancing, choosing to stay home, or even if you need to self-quarantine. First one is the phrasal verb to stock up. To stock up means to have an extra supply, particularly of basic like food, medicine, and other existence. Household items, and this is perfectly appropriate to do if you are doing to self-quarantine for 14 days. That means that you need to have enough food for you and anyone else who living with you. So right now, many people are doing to. So right now, many people are going to grocery store and other markets to stock up on one things like diet goods, canned goods, and frozen goods. Okay, I think that's all about my video. But before I'm ending this video, I want to make some conclusion. Okay, if they are talking about coronavirus, we must understand about outbreak, epidemic, pandemic, self-quarantine, and isolation. Okay, Mom, I think that's all about my video presentation. Thank you.